Hey guys, good morning. How you all doing? Yeah, it's the Madman Mondello coming at you live from the Garden of Garage here in beautiful Alabama. All right. A lot of people are asking me, they see I did a Trinity build showing how to RGH Trinity. Okay, I've done that quite a few times. All right. I also did Coronas in the past and everything. Now just a little refresher. All right, as we have new timing files and all kinds of good stuff like that. Someone asked me, well, can you do a Corona? I'm going to do, this is a Corona 16 meg NAND. Then I'm going to also do a Corona 4 gig NAND, okay? This is the second in the series that I'm doing. Now, I picked a board that's a pain in the ass, all right? This one here is a 2013 Corona, all right? It's got an ST NAND on it. Okay, now it's 16 meg, so it's not terrible, all right? But, however, though, there is some things that you have to do with this thing, okay? With this board, Microsoft, they tried to stop RGHing, okay? So the first thing they did was remove the post out right here, okay? Now, as you can see, if you look at this, I'm going to try and bring this up close here, okay? See this area right here, in here? The post out is gone, okay? Which means that you can't attach to this anymore, here, underneath the board, where you'd have the wire going to the second pin on the row there, all right, because there's nothing connected to it. They disconnected it in the, from the processor. So, they removed the traces, all right, so no big deal. And, over here, they tried to get cute, and what they did was that they removed R2C6 and R2C7. Now, they also, at some point, they went ahead and they removed R2C10. Now, that makes it so you can't read the NAND. So, all you got to do is just run some solder across these points here and here. And, if R2C10 is removed, just run some solder across there. All right, just make jumpers, so that way then you can read the NAND and you can get E and F to work. All right, but you have to jump these out. That's the way that this board was made. Okay, so, real cute. All right, but they tried and failed. Okay, so what we have here is we have a healthy 2013 Corona. Now, with this, I use an H chip, of course, all right, as you can see. I already got it fluxed and everything, all right. I didn't flux the board yet because I wanted to show you a couple things here. All right, look, there's two different versions of a post-out adapter for this thing to take care of this right here. You have the Corona postfix adapter V2, and then you have the postfix adapter V1. Now, the V1, okay, it'll work on this thing. But you got to finagle it, all right, because it's like, Team Executor stopped making this stuff a while ago, all right? Now, the chip manufacturers and everything over in China, I love when people say, oh, it's made in China, blah, blah, blah. They were all made in China. Every single chip was made in China by a factory, okay? Plain and simple. They just dubbed it Team Executor, and there it went. Team Executor paid for them to make these chips, okay, and everything. Well, other people are making them. They're cloning them. They're clones. However, though, they still work, okay? So who gives a crap? I sure as hell don't. All right, so, but this one here, this V1, it's kind of real cute. You got to play with it in order to get post out. So, I'm not going to use this one on this, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the postfix adapter V2. It's a little better, all right, and it works real good with this thing. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to prep this board, okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on here, okay? So, I'm going to rip this open here, and you will see that this thing here is the adapter for the post out, and comes with an anchor and all that kind of good stuff, okay? It's pretty simplistic, all right? You got a pin here, and that prods the XG CPU, and you notice where this dot is right there on the XG CPU? Well, that's actually where the post out is, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy. It lines right up with it, What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this out of point number 5 right here, okay? I don't use these. I'm not going to use these at all, okay? I'm just going to use this one right here. All right, so to put this on here without having any problems, all right, to make it very, very simple, all right? Oh, they have anchor points and solder. You don't have to do all that crap, okay? Please, you don't. All right, the only thing you're going to do, take this right here, place this here, leave that out so the pin is away from the XG CPU. And then what you do is you press down on it and slide it in so it goes up underneath the wafer, and it hits that pin. Okay, you see, it's hitting the pin on the piece on the XG CPU right there, and then all you have to do is anchor it like this. Okay, put that down just like that. All right, Now that thing is on there, all right? It ain't going anywhere. But I'm going to tell you what we are going to do, all right? Now, instead of anchoring all this crap with solder, and I've done this for years, and I've never had a freaking problem, and it hasn't moved. You take some hot glue, and all you do is just run it right across here like that, okay? Dab a little on the anchor right here. Dab a little bit on the anchor right here. Very easy, okay? Want to keep this down tight, so we'll put a little there, and then what we'll do is we'll put a little right here, okay? And then for good measure, right along the side right here. Now, this thing ain't going to go anywhere, all right? Okay, it's that simple. It is not going to go anywhere. When that hot glue dries, that's the end of it. It's anchored by the chip already. It's anchored with the other half of the post out adapter, so it ain't going anywhere, all right? And it's not going to go anywhere. So, needless to say, that's how you install a post out on this, okay? Now, what we're going to do here, all right, is I'm going to fire up the soldering iron, okay? Now, we've got to use fine solder for the jumpers, all right? So I'm going to use this thin stuff right here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some flux. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flux this pin right here. If the flux ever comes out or decides to come out. There we go. Alright, there's my flux there. I'm going to flux these two right here. Okay, and this is 16 megs, so we have to flux these right here because that's our NAND read points. I'm going to flux this right here. Two of them there. And then we're going to flux these right here. Three of them right there. Okay? I'm going to flux this one. This is my 5 volt. This is where I get my 5 volt from. And this is my ground right here. Okay? So now we got that all fluxed up. Yeah, I say fluxed. Okay? Now, okay, what we're going to do. Alright? We're going to also flux R2C6 and R2C7 right here because there is no jumper on them. So therefore, you will not get an E and F signal. Therefore, it will not boot. Okay, so we have to make solder points for that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this board towards me first. Okay, now I know you can't really see it too well. Okay, but I'm going to show it to you once I get it jumpered. So take the soldering iron, clean it up a little bit. Okay, and this board is notorious. It's a pain in the ass. It really is. I mean, literally, it's a pain in the ass to do these. They can be fun. All right. For the novice, yeah, they can be a blast. Okay. For other people that have been doing this for a while, it's not terrible. All right. So we're just going to heat up these points right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a little bridge right here. Okay. Okay. Like I said, and also soldering these points, you have to be real careful because you can overheat them and rip them right off the board, and then you got to use alternate points. Not a good thing. Okay, that's one. And of course, that one's going to be a real pain. Just right next to the other one. You don't want them to touch either, because if you do, you'll get a red dot. And that's two. Okay. So we're good there. Alright, now, what we're going to do now, alright, I'm going to show you this in a second here. Alright, let me get these done here, okay? So, now what we're going to do is this right here. Heat this one up. Solder that. Some heat on that. There we go. There we go. Alright. Nice little solder balls. Keep your solder balls clean, guys. Okay? And we'll do this one right here. This one right here. That one right there. Right there. This one is always a pain in the ass. I don't know if they put tungsten in it or what. Now these two right here, this is E and F right here. That's one. That's two. One and two. A little more on that one. There we go. Alright. Good deal. Okay? Now, okay. We pre-tin the board. And we'll pre-tin our post out right here. Okay? There you go. Very simple, right? Okay, now what we'll do, well, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see that or not. You see where I jumpered that? Okay, those two right there. Right in here, and don't worry, I'm going to clean the flux up off of it. But right here and right here, these two right here, those are the two that you got a jumper. And then R2C10 is right here. And if that didn't have a jumper on it already, I have to bridge that also. Okay, so pretty much she's all pre-tinned. All right, life is good. Now what we'll do is we'll take our ace chip, and we will go ahead and we will pre-tin the ace chip like so. All right, now here we go. One there, there, here, here, and here. Okay? Now we got that done. Now we'll take our wires. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is we will grab the extra long ones first. Now I already trimmed these wires up, as you can see. Okay? So we're going to do C, which is our post out right there. And grab hold of this one right here. There we go. And that's D right there. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to take E and F. See? Okay. And then we're going to attach F. And there we are. All right, now notice I'm leaving the 5-volt and the ground off. All right, because I'm going to attach them to the board. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I stretch it out and get it up underneath the chip. Okay, so that's one. That's our power. This here is going to be our ground. Okay, and we're good there. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to take that little puppy, we're going to bend these down like this, get them out of the way. Then we're going to take our stick pad right here, that they give you with the ace chip. I'm going to put that on the back of the ace chip. I'm going to peel that off of there. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to place the ace chip right here. Okay, line that puppy up, line up D with this hole, whatever the south bridge, right there. Okay, we're going to have C, we're going to get these out of the way. Okay, just like that, move them out of the way. Take the board, spin it around, work the board, don't let the board work you. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll take the little team executor thing, we'll slide that up there. That's going to be the power wire, so this is going to go here, like so. And then what we're going to do, we're going to trim that up over the solder ball, just like that. And we're going to take this one right here, put that one underneath there, and trim that up over the ground. Like so. Alright? Then we're going to pull them out, and we're going to skin them just a little bit, just enough. Yep. Yeah, these can be a real pain in the ass too. And you got to be, you know, once you cut them, you got to be real careful. If you make it too short, well, pull the chip off and redo it. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a set of tweezers right here. We're going to grab hold of this son of a gun right here, like that. Whoop, bring that, hold that. Twist that puppy around here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to solder that right there, just like that. Okay, now once that's done, you got a connection there, push it up underneath, just like that. And then we'll grab hold of this one right here, bring this up over here. Okay, bring this around, down. There you go. Alright, now, Now what we're going to do is we're going to take C, which is going to be our post out. Okay, loom that through here. Bring it down and around. Bring it around those wires right there like that. Okay, pull it tight. And then we're going to loom it up and through this one right here. That way it's nice and neat. Okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to take that and we're going to attach that. We're going to trim it up. Like so. And we're going to grab hold of this. And we're going to do that. Okay? Then, what we're going to do, like I said, work the board. Don't let the board work you. Okay, bring it around. And then we'll just go ahead and we'll attach that right there. Just like that. There you go. Okay. There she be. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to do E and F. Okay? E goes underneath here first, like this. Okay? Pry up on the board a little bit. And bring that down. Make it past the resistors up top there. Then grab hold of F. Do the same thing. Bring it down. Right up, just like that. And then we shove D, which is the pulse wire, down through here. Okay? Now, pretty much nice, neat. The wires aren't going anywhere. You know, nice and short to E and F, which is good. That's what we want. The shorter the better. So we'll grab hold of this one right here, trim that one up, get that the heck out of there. And then we'll strip that one. Yeah, you stupid little thing, get over there. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll grab hold of this right here. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll push that down on there. Okay. That's E. Then we'll go ahead and grab hold of this wire, if I can. Bring this around like this. Bring that around like that. Trim that one up. Like so. Okay. Bend that down. Make sure you hit the solder ball. There we go. Oh, nope. Let go of it too quick. There we go. Alright, there. Now, take care of that. Now, we'll flip the board over. Okay, now, there is a number of ways to do this. Now, some guys, they'll go here, like this, to this point right here. It's your 511, okay? Well, I use a different point, okay? I use an alternate point, all right? And reason being is I find that I yield a better boot with this one. And also, you know, with these, sometimes, you know, they'll boot, but what will happen is the damn thing will not boot. I mean, it'll boot, it'll glitch, and then it'll just stop. So I don't want to do that. So, you know, I found that this point works really good, and I've never really had a problem out of it. Okay, and this point is going to be FT3 it's FT3T10. Okay, that's the one that I use. Okay, now what we'll do, bring this through here, heat this up, some flux on it. Yeah, that's a gigantic solder ball. The more the merrier. Stretch this out here like this. Stretch this out like that. Like that. Note the orientation. Cut the son of a bitch. Strip the end. Nice and short. Then what we're going to do is take this damn thing right here. And we're going to Go ahead and put that right there, just like that. There we go. All right. Now, stretch this out. Bring it up and over, like that. Take your hot glue gun or your gaffer's tape or whatever it is that you're going to do to secure it. Secure it here, here, here. Okay? Let that sit for a minute before you let off of it. Alright, good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do it one more time right here. Now wait for sure, it ain't going anywhere. It ain't going to go anywhere anyway, but you know, I mean, still, you want to leave it on the board. Alright? You don't want to flop it around in the breeze. Okay, now pretty much, that's it. Okay? So it's not terrible, but you know, there's a couple other little nuances that you got to be careful of. Okay? So, you know, so just to let you know. Now what we'll do is we'll grab some thermal paste right here. And we'll gop that on there, and it doesn't matter any which way you do it. It doesn't make a difference. I had people say, oh, well, I put it on the heat sink. Why do that? What difference does it make? As long as it touches the friggin' XG CPU, okay? I mean, there's no difference, okay? You don't have to use a lot. You just enough. I love that when people, oh, I do it this way because it's better. No! Get the hell out of here. It's a freaking Xbox. Push this son of a bitch right here. All right? Plug that in. Press down on it by holding the motherboard and this, just like that. That way then you get a nice little seal. And then we put the X clamp on, just like this. Okay? There. Not terrible, right? Could be worse. Could be better, but it could be worse. Alright, now what we'll do, alright, is we'll go ahead and we'll attach our NAND wires to it. Because what do we want to do? We want to read the NAND. Of course. So, here we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach a little solder right there. Okay? And we'll grab a little blue wire. The little blue wire is going to go right here. Make sure they don't touch anything. Alright? Otherwise, you're going to wind up with a mess. You sit there going like, oh, not found. NAND not found. Alright, and we'll attach the black wire right here. Okay. And then, of course, we have our red wire. Now, just like a Trinity, just in different orientation. Like I said, it's 16 meg NAND, so, you know, typical standard. And let's see here. Brown, orange, and yellow. Okay. And the brown wire is going to go here. Get these out of the way. So brown, our orange, and our yellow. Okay, we're good. Now I'll leave the stock timing file on the chip for right now, because it should get it. Okay. And we'll get that off of there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this damn thing in and hopefully nothing's going to smoke. Okay, we have a red light. That's good. Oh, look, no smoke, no flames. Light is good. Alright, now what we're going to do, we'll plug that in there on handy dandy booter. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to direct your attention to the JRunner screen. Okay? Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to read the NAND, okay? So, let's just read the NAND, see what happens here. Version 10, 4300, good. Now, the CB version 13182, life is good, reading the NAND. So that's going to take about 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes, 12 seconds, somewhere around there. All right, now, when this thing reads, it's going to read the NAND. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create the ECC and write the ECC, okay? We're going to use Glitch 2 on it, okay? And I'm going to use the SMC Plus Systems Management Controller with this thing. Okay, now you can use the CR4, SMC Plus, but whatever is going to boot best, that's what you do. Okay, you know, like I said, this is not an exact science. We're what we're doing is we're basing something on when it's going through post out, a certain area where we have to crash the CPU in order to inject our little bit of programming, so this thing can go ahead, and then what it can do is it can read unsigned code. Okay, that's basically what we're doing. So it bypasses the security. Excuse me. All right, so I mean, it's not an exact science. Every one of these damn things is different from another one. Okay, because Foxconn made these motherboards, and they always believed in plus or minus 5%. Okay, which means that you have 5% tolerance. So things can be off a little here or a little there or whatever, and that does affect the glitch time. Okay, that's why the best thing I can tell you is this: when it comes to these boards and everything, trial, error, and a lot of figuring out with timing files. Okay, and it can be a pain in the ass. And always, when you put a timing file on this thing, do it in the chassis with pretty much everything attached to it. All right, because then you're emulating the whole thing put together. All right, and that's going to give you your real boot times, not something that on a bench, with everything exposed and everything else. Okay, the microwaves can go anywhere, so it's not going to have any interference or anything like that. So of course, most of the time the damn things will boot on a bench, like bam, bam, bam. Yeah, okay, put it in the cage, put the Faraday cage around it, plug everything in. Let me know how that works out for you. All right, because that changes the timing considerably. Okay. So it's got to be timed right in order for this thing to work, okay? Another little ditty about these things, okay? With the post-out adapter, okay? Now, with Alexi's timing files, if the post-out is not connected correctly to the CPU, all right, you're going to get a big, bright green light when you turn this thing on, okay? Now, if you notice, okay, now I have a stock timing file on here, so it's not going to do that, all right? But when you put Alexi's timing files on here, all right, what'll happen is that, I mean, he made it so you'd know whether you'd have the post out connected or not. And that would be by that big green light. Now, if you got the big green light, that means that your post out is not connected correctly. So make adjustments to your post out adapter or whatever, all right? And you should be able to turn that green light off, okay? When the green light is off, that means that you got contact with the post out, okay? So just remember that. Another little tip with these damn things, okay? Because, like I said, it turns into a freaking utter nightmare sometimes, especially when you're trying to help someone RGH their console, in which I have. Man, I got this bright green light. I'm like going, oh man, okay, your post out adapter's out, and they're like, what? And I'm like, you gotta wiggle it a little bit. Don't get animal on it, just wiggle it a little bit, It's like, and you're there for an hour. I didn't do it, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, it went out. I'm like, okay, good. You're good now. An hour later, okay? So anyway, okay, look. We read our NAND. Life is good. Now, what are we going to do? I'm going to check off SMC Plus. I'm going to create ECC. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write the ECC. Okay, and now it's going to write it. And that's the first 50 blocks of the NAND, all right? That's what we're writing. Okay, so in that way, then we can run Zell, and then it can get the CPU key from the threads being processed by the processor. All right? So now it's going to write it. It's going to write that. It writes it real quick. Like I said, it's only the first 50 blocks. All right, now, with an insane amount of luck, and there is no guarantee in this thing, okay, because I can't guarantee nothing. I don't know if this thing will boot or not or whatever it's going to do, okay? Who the hell knows, okay, until I press this friggin' power button, all right? So anyway, what we're going to do is, okay, I'll turn off this light for effect, and turn off this light for effect, okay? Now, we should, if this thing blinks right, we should see a nice long blink, not a short one. If you've got short ones, that means that ENF is not jumping properly, okay, just to let you know, all right? Want a nice long blink with this thing, okay? So here we go. That's a nice long blink, okay? We got ENF, okay? And we got post out and the damn thing booted. There you go, all right? Now, okay, so now we got that straightened out, okay? We now have Zell, okay? Zell is good. Gazelle is going to give us our CPU key. Of course, I cannot show you that because this is the customer's console, so I'm not going to show the CPU key when it comes up. But as you can see, it's going to run Zell, and it's looking for a server, which it's not going to find because the wireless connection is not even up. And now it's going to run down there, and what's going to happen is we're going to get Zell, in which we did. Okay? There's our CPU key and our DVD key. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to take a picture of that son of a bitch. All right? Just by doing this, and I'm going to grab my phone, and I'm going to take a nice little picture of this thing. Here we go. Okay. And I got my picture. Okay, and I got my CPU key. Alright, now, and the keys to the castle. Alright, now we're going to turn this off. Okay? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to enter the CPU key. Okay? Now, when entering the CPU key into this thing, you're going to put it here. Okay? Now, if it's correct, it's going to add it to the database. And then you're going to be able to build, with XE Build, you're going to be able to build a hacked image. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this right here, just like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the CPU key in. Okay? So here we go. We got 597. 2, 3. Right? Yeah. And this is 32 kids. 32 characters long, by the way. Yeah. Okay, 7, 5, 8. All right, CPU key is correct. Everything is good. All right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave SMC Plus connected here. I'm going to use that SMC for right now. I'm going to create the XE Build image by hitting Create XE Build. Now it's going to create it. And we're just doing it right now. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the NAND. Okay. And there it goes. So now, okay, with me covering this up here, all right, okay, as you can see, it's writing. There's our flash.bin right there. Life is good, so on and so forth. Okay. So there you go. Now that's going to take 3 minutes to write. Now, hopefully, after it's done, all right, this thing should. Hey, Matthew, how are you, man? Yeah, Matthew, it's no problem, man. In fact, it's going to be on here, okay? It's going to definitely be on here. So, you know, I mean, it's always going to be here. And there's also going to be a link on my YouTube, too, all right? This is Tim's console that I'm working on right now. I got his 500 gig drive cooking while I'm doing this. And I figured, you know, I did a Trinity, so might as well go ahead and do a Corona, you know, and just go from there. The next one I'm going to do is going to be a Corona 4 gig, all right? Which should be interesting for people. Because that we use a different reader for. That I use a reader that I built many years ago, okay, with the help of Chris Jewell, okay, and those are the connections right there. I know it looks like shit, but guess what? It works better than Team Executor's one, okay. So you know, I mean, like I said, I built this one, and that was off of the schematics that Chris Jewell, God bless him, I miss him. That was Christogenics over at Team 360X. Very, very good friend of mine. Guy was awesome. Loved him dearly. He was an excellent guy. And he died of cancer a couple years back. And you know, I mean, I miss the hell out of him. The talks that we had, boy, whew, he was something else, man. He was a hell of a builder. That guy was a legend. Yeah, he drew up schematics for this thing, and you know, so he's like, Tony, try this one. I was like, all right. So he gave it to me, and of course I read the schematics, and sometimes he would write some weird shit, like in shorthand or whatever, and I'm like going like, Chris, you're killing me, man. You freaking go, what the hell is this? Okay, but you know, we went ahead and we did it, and I got it, and I fell in love with the damn thing, and it's been with me. That thing has been with me since 2014. So you know, it's old, man, but it works. It works great. It's all built from Radio Shack parts. I miss old Radio Shack. It was something else, boy. Radio Shack was awesome. But anyway, okay. Now this thing's writing me, and it's taking sweet time. Like I said, it takes 3 minutes for it to write, you know? So, you know, we got to go ahead and we got to let it do its thing, okay? Now, once it writes it in, then what we're going to do is we're going to power it on and see if it boots, you know, with the stock typing file. Now, if it does that, then we'll put it back in the cage and everything else, and we'll do what we got to do to it, okay? And we're going to make adjustments to it because I know that it's going to change. And I'm not going to send out something with a stock timing file on an A-ship because I can get a lot better yield and a lot better boot time, you know, being able to use, you know, Alexi's timing files, you know, in conjunction with SMC Plus. You know, you can use different timing files with different SMCs and yield results too, okay? It's all a matter of experimentation, okay? Grab as many timing files as you can. Practice on one. Use one. I mean, you know, the best way to figure out what timing files are what is by experience. You'll get a gut feeling. You'll feel it. After a while, you'll feel it. You'll know when it's going to glitch. You'll know when it's not going to glitch, you know? I mean, it's just a feeling, you know? I mean, after you do 4 or 5,000 of these damn things, you know. I mean, it kind of gets like, okay, time to give birth again. You know, I mean, you know, so, you know, it's old hat. It's like riding a bicycle. And once you do it, you never do forget. All right, although sometimes you can forget, you know, minor things, and you're like going like, oh shit, I forgot to do that, damn it. All right. So anyway, okay, I wrote the NAND. Okay, life is good and all that kind of good stuff. So now that we wrote the NAND, we're gonna boot it up, and hopefully, with the same amount of luck, it'll boot. Now it's 1 pulse. That's 2 pulses. Like I said, stock timing file sucks. Okay. Well, we got it on 2 pulses. Okay, there you go. But if I put it back in the cage, I guarantee you it ain't gonna boot like that. All right. So anyway, there we go. It booted. Life is grand. All right. And what I'm talking about is consistent boot times, because you want consistent boot times. Okay. So we made it to the dashboard. Life is good. All right. We know that it works. Okay. We know that it boots. All right. Now I can hit it again. Well, let's see how long it takes to boot now. What I mean by consistent boot times is you want to be able to at least get this thing to boot within 3 cycles every time. Okay, see, you got it. 2nd pulse. Like I said, though, it's on the bench. Okay, now the trick is to put it in the we're good there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to unplug that. Remember to unplug it before you touch it with a soldering iron. Okay, otherwise you'll short shit out really quick. I promise you. All right. So now what we'll do here, get rid of this, and we'll get rid of this one right here, and then what we'll do is we'll get rid of this and that, and we'll take these off. Okay, and then we'll go ahead, and what we'll do is we'll grab hold of some cleaner. And then I'm going to grab hold of a Q-tip, like so. Alright, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip this little puppy right in here. Okay, I'm going to clean this mess up right here, make sure there's nothing touching there, no solder points touching. That up, clean that up. This up here. Get the flux up off of there. Okay. And we'll clean this one up right there, just like that. There we go. No big deal. It's no clean flux anyway, but still, yeah, clean it up. What the hell? Ain't gonna kill you. Okay? Now, alright, now that we got that all cleaned up, now I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let me grab hold of this chassis here. Okay? Alright. And here's our chassis. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this thing back together again. Alright, so, grab hold of this. Get that wire off of there, slip it down in there, just like that. Now, what we're going to do here, first thing we're going to do, alright, cleaned up, this one cleaned up, okay, good. Alright, now, we'll go ahead. We'll put our wires in here, like so. Grab hold of that thing right there. Bend that out of the way. Plug this in. Plug your SATA cable in. Okay, like it's good. Yep. Alright. Then we'll put our DVD ground bar in, like so. That slips in there like that. Then we'll put our fan on. Well, fan shroud, I should say. Alright? Now what we'll do is we'll screw this thing all together. Put all screws in it that we can. Okay, one. 2. we'll screw a ground bar in. That'll hold the rest of the motherboard in. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Grab hold of our X clamp screws. Very important. Put them back. Okay. It relies on these things. If you don't put them back, it doesn't tighten the heat sink down to the XG CPU, and you wind up with an overheat condition, and then it dies. Okay. So we don't want to do that. So you want to make sure it's nice, right, and tight. Don't over tighten it. Don't go crazy on it. Don't go ape on it because you can snap them. You don't want to do that either. There's no reason to go friggin' gorilla. All you gotta do is just pull down and snug them up, and you'll feel it when it wants to stop. And then stop. Okay. Tighten this one down. There we go. Alright, now we'll take our screws for our motherboard. There, and there. Okay, this one here. Alright. I got more. Here we go. And these two right here. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll tighten these all down. And again, don't go ape shit on them. It's only plastic they're going into. Okay. That's it. Alright, now, so all of our screws in. You like that, huh? Flip that around like so freaking gingerly. Alright, now, as I was saying, okay, it's back in the cage now. Okay, well, not all of it's there, but most of it. Plug that in too, just for the hell of it, okay? And what we'll do here, we'll plug that in, okay? Again, no smoke, light is good. And then what we'll do is we'll plug the HDMI cord in. And now what we'll do is we'll try and boot this thing, and let's see what it does now, okay? As you can see, I got short blinks. And I'm going to tell you why I got short blinks. Because one of those connections on the ENF is no good. So, like I said, move the board around, see what happens. Okay, unplug it. Now what we'll do to correct that, see, this is what happens with these things sometimes. You can't help it. Reflux that. Okay. Now I have to play surgeon here. Okay, so keep this up here. And now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go ahead and see if I can get this, see if I can get the bridge back on here. And of course everything's in the way. Now, yeah, this is a real pain, like I said. I think I might have to take out this hard drive chassis thing here. Yeah, the other one's fine. This is the one that's a pain in the ass right here. I'm going to have to take out this hard drive caddy, more than likely. Maybe not. Now, let's try this again, shall we? Yeah, that's better. See what I'm saying? You know, anything can happen. All right, let's see. It booted second pulse. Okay, good. Yeah, yeah, there you go. And it booted. Okay, now let's turn it off. And turn it back on again. See if it does a second pulse. Nope. See, that's a stock timing file. Alright, now we're at 4 pulses, okay? So now what we're going to do, we got it at 4 pulses. That's still not bad for a stock timing file, okay? I mean, you know, that's not bad at all. So you really can't complain about that. But however, though, we can get a little better, I'm sure. Okay? So what we're going to do is a little trial and error right here. Alright, is what I'm going to do. Yeah, so you got it on a 4th pulse. Okay, that's not terrible. Mind you, those DVD drive is not connected either. Okay, but because I've done so many of these damn things that, you know, I can get a feel for pretty much, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, first we'll go to JRunner. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just restart this one. That way, then it doesn't show you the timing file. Okay, I mean, it doesn't show you the CPU key. So we'll restart. Okay, there we go. All right, now what I'm going to do is, you know, I mean, this thing has a bunch of them. You program the time files, as you can see, Xenon, Zephyr, Falcon, Opus, Trinity, SRGH, Corona, SRG8, okay, MISC, so on and so forth, okay, you know, so on, you know, it's got a whole bunch of stuff on there, but I'm not using that crap. All right, what I'm going to use is this right here. I'm going to go custom NAND and glitch chip, XSVF. I'm going to click on that, and then where I'm at here, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to SRGH V2. I'm going to go to Pro 3. I'm going to go to XSFV. I'm going to go to Length 2. I'm going to first start off with 10.2. That's pretty much a safe assumption. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Now, we're going to orient the chip. Okay, and remember, the red wire right here on your programmer always goes to VCC on the chip. And all I'm going to do is push up against that. I'm going to pick 10-2. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to write this timing file, okay? Run. Alright, and like I said, it's an X-Link. It's an XC2C 128 VQ100. Just like the cool runners are a VQ44. Same thing, X-Link, okay? All because it says ACE doesn't mean it's ACE. It's X-Link, okay? It's a chip. It's a manufacturer, okay? So, anyway, we'll go ahead. There we go. And it's writing it. Alright, now that's the new timing file. Okay? Now you're going to notice that it's going to blink a little differently. Okay? So, turn the light off for effect. Alright, and we'll hit it. See what happens. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. And it got it. 6 pulses. That sucks. Okay, that's horrific. Okay, I hate that. All right, I just I hate those bright blinks. Okay, but we're in the ballpark. We're in the ballpark. Now I'll probably get it after that one. Yep, it did. There it goes. See, like I said, you get a gut feeling. You know, I mean, you just get a gut feeling. But all right. Now, that one is not exactly what I want. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's see if we can get a little bit closer. All right. So what we'll do is we'll try 11.2. Okay. Run. All right. Now, as you go up and you go down, you know, if you get a really bright blink all the time, it's not going to glitch, okay? You need that nice, soft little green little blink, and then you're good, okay? Trinity, it's a little different, all right? But for this, we're using this right now. So, all right. And these are Alexi's timing files, by the way. Okay. All right, we're good there? Okay, shall we try it again? Let's see what happens now. That's 3. That's 4. 4th pulse. Got it. Okay. Not bad. All right. Try it again. Let's see what happens here now. Let's see if we can do this. 1, 2, 3. It's a little better. Not great. In my, like I said, I like 1 to 3 the most. That was 1 shot, 1 kill. See what I'm saying? How it can change? It can vary. Try it again. It almost got it, but screwed up there. Then boom, now we get it. There's 3 pulses. All right, now I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do something a little animalistic here. We'll pull the power on it. We'll plug it back in and see what the south bridge does. All right, let's try that. That's 2. That's 3. 3rd pulse. All right, let's push the envelope a little bit. Okay, what we'll do is I'm gonna go ahead. All right, let's try something a little bit more. Let's try 12-2. Okay, like I said, it's a game. You got to figure it out, and this is the only way to do it. It's not an exact science, as I said. All right, now we'll go ahead. We'll hit run. It'll program this timing file now. Now this is 12-2. This is a little hotter. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Then again, it could be also in another realm like Pro 2. You know, you got to experiment with it. Just want to get it close. Okay, we're good there. Let's give this a shot. Now that might be a little too hot. I think it is a little too hot. Yeah, that's way too hot. I can't just like that. That's what I'm saying. That bright blink, it's like going like, nope, not happening, not today. Okay, so we know 11-2 is close. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go off into a different realm here. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to SRG HV2. I'm going to go to Corona Pro 2. Now I'm going to go to Length 2, and I'm going to start off with 10-2 here. Okay, this is a little different right here. And I know this could be a real pain in the ass, but if you want it to glitch right, you got to take the time. You got to put the time in. Okay? If you don't, then you give somebody something that doesn't boot consistently or whatever. I mean, to the point where it's like, you know, acceptable. If you can't do that, then what are you doing? Okay? I mean, then you just care about the freaking money and you just say, oh, fuck the customer. Okay? Not cool. Don't do that. Every one of these things that I do, I take my time with, okay? I mean, I do it quick, yeah, because I've been doing it for years. But at the end of the game, though, you don't see me where I'm sitting there banging my head against the friggin' desk because I can't get the timing file right, you know? And I'm sitting there going through timing file after timing file. This is the way it works, okay? That's what takes some time. Now, all right, so now we did 10-2. Let's give this a shot, see what happens with Pro 2. 1 shot, 1 kill. There you go. All right, now, we're not done. We're far from done, okay? Now, we'll try that again. We'll immediately power it on and see what it does. It's a second glitch. Okay, 1-2. And it booted. That's not bad. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 3. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, now we'll do something medieval. Pull the power on it, plug it back in, see what happens there. I want to abuse the friggin' thing, you know, because I want to know that this thing is going to boot. I don't want them, you know, hanging out in Never Never Land, you know. And it booted. That's pretty acceptable. Now I'll tell you what we'll do. Now we will go ahead, and what I will do is, we're close. I'm going to grab the DVD drive. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that little motherfreaker right in here like this. Plug that in. Plug that in. Okay. And then what we'll do is we can grab hold of a hard drive right here. I'm going to simulate the hard drive being in there too. That way then everything that has to be powered on all at the same time is going to be powered on. Alright? Now I'm going to see what this thing does when it boots down. So we'll give that a shot. And of course I can't really wait and see the damn thing. Yeah, she booted. That was the second pulse. Okay? Good. Okay? Now that's with all the accessories plugged in, including the wireless and everything else. Okay? We'll hit it again. Okay? That's one. That's two. Second pulse. Not bad. Okay? Now we'll pull the power on it. We'll plug the power back in. And we'll power it on again. That's one. That's two. That's three. Okay, third pulse. Not too terrible at all. Like I said, I'm happy with in between 1 and 3. That's good enough for me. Okay, one. Yep, and here she goes. One shot, one kill. Okay, so pretty much we're consistent. Like I said, I pull the power on it again, plug it back in, and this is all the accessories plugged into it now. Yep, one shot, one kill. Okay, so there you go. Alright? So, you want to know how to do a Corona? There it is. Alright, I hope that you enjoyed it. Alright, as you can see, Tim, there's your console, buddy. I'm going to put the whole thing back together again, and then we're going to be shipping it out. Alright? So, I'll talk to you in a little bit. I hope that this gave you some kind of information or whatever. Alright? Listen, thank you so much for watching. Greatly do appreciate it. Alright, you all have a good one. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day.